Hello and welcome to Affinity. Last time we started looking at masking as a way of kind of non-destructive erasing. So if I've got a picture like this, I've got the erase brush selected here, then I could sort out this statue here by sort of painting away everything else there. But if I make a mistake and go over the statue, I can't recover. So if I just undo to get back to that, and so what I can do is I can put a mask up on it. So if I go to here to go to layer and new mask layer, or I can come down here and that little mask layer there does exactly the same thing, and it's near the layer panel, so it's easier to use. So it puts this layer up here. Initially it's white, and now if I go to the paintbrush and I make that brush bigger with the right square bracket, and because I got black selected, it looks like I'm erasing this here. Because I'm painting on the mask, it's not actually erasing the picture itself, it's putting black onto a mask. So if I turn that mask off, you can see the picture's still there. So the mask has effectively done a kind of erase on it. If I alt click on it, that shows me where it is, and I can actually paint on this layer as well to fill in the areas I've missed, etc. But however, if I want to select this here, then I need to get a bit closer, so I need to maybe reduce the size of this. Look at me, I'm painting on the background as well, so Control Z to undo that. You've got to paint on the mask, and painting on black and going closer in. Then I need to change the hardness there, that's 33, but increase that so that when I go closer to it I'm getting into the edge there, and so on. But however, to do that, that's a real pain to do this. It takes quite a while to do this. Wouldn't there be an easier way to do this? And the lucky thing is there is. So Control 0 again, and to get out, and what I'm going to do here is go to the selection brush, because we can do this automatically with the selection. So I'm just going to paint on here. I've got snap to edges selected, so it automatically jumps to the edges there, so I can select this quite quickly. And where I don't want it, hold down the Alt key and paint, so that does a subtract. So I'm doing combinations of Alt and not Alt, and left square bracket to try and get in the head up there. And then I can do a refine, which is going to put red everything that's not included. I can zoom into here and check out things like, oh, that's a bit red in there, so I click on the foreground and say, please make this. I can just paint on a bit and it'll try and figure it out. Just blobs is enough to nudge it in the right direction, and so on. And we can do this for a while, but then I'll just apply that. We're not going to go into detail on that. I think we've done that before. Now then, the trick now is that when I create a mask, it's going to put white on the mask only inside the dotted lines, the marching ants, and it's going to put black outside. And black is much like a dark night, so everything disappears when it's dark, and the white is like a torch, and so it lights up things. So when I just click on this here now, or went in layer, insert mask, then look at what we've done. So here inside this, we've got the statue selected, and if I turn off the mask, you can see the layer's still there, so the background hasn't gone, it's simply been masked. And I hit Control D now to get rid of the marching ants, because I don't need that anymore because it's saved in the mask. So now if I hit the background layer there and hit Control J to duplicate it, or go to layer and duplicate there, then I've got a copy of this layer. Then if I click on this one here and shift click on this one here at the top, so I've got them both selected, then I right click on that and turn it into a group, or Control G. then the mask is only going to work within this. So I can actually tap on that and call that statue. So I've selected the statue here. Now I can do things to the statue. And I'll do this. I'll click on the background within there, and I'll go to the adjustments, and let's say brightness and contrast. Let's make it a bit brighter. So I'll turn this up here, maybe turn up some of the contrast as well. I'll turn up quite a bit just so you can see the effect more clearly. If we look at this, there's a bit of funny stuff going on here. And see round the outside, this is all pretty, wrong. Because this is due to the refine, it sort of softened at the edges and didn't quite get it right. But because we've got a mask, we can correct this quite easily. So I'm going to go to the mask there. See if I alt click on it, you can see the effect there around that. So I just need to paint black around the outside. So I click back on the background for the moment just to get back the picture. Click on the mask because I've got to paint on that mask. Go to my paintbrush here, and I'm going to left square bracket to make it smaller. Those 3 circles means it's just too big to show. And I'm going to paint around the edge here. And the idea is to get a hardness here so that it is not going to be really sort of like a rigid edge, which is obvious. But it's not so soft. If I go too soft, then it's going to sort of like munge into this lot here. So I'll put it about halfway up. Do this by experimenting. When I do this, if I go too far and I've gone into the picture here, I very easily switch to white and paint back that. You can see we're painting on the mask, so I'm just bringing it back. So I've not lost anything. Very easy to reverse something. Even later I could come back to it sometime. And then I can go back to the black again. But watch this now. If I hit the X key, see the way it switches? So I just hit the X to get the black, and then I paint around the edge here. In fact, one trick here again is make the mask brush big enough so you can overlap it a bit, and you're just putting a soft edge onto it so that you're getting rid of the bits you don't want. So you want to get rid of the white around there, and then the picture then is going to look reasonably realistic without that strange light edges that we've got before. And you can keep doing this and so on till it looks about right. And of course, if you get it wrong, you can always paint back with the white. So there we go. That's a way of using the mask with a selection. So you set the selection first, then you select the mask, and it automatically fills inside with white, outside with black. And then you can do what we did just now. That's it. Hope that was useful and moved on understanding of masks because they're so useful. Thank you very much for watching.